Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about the before groups and after groups in the TestNG. So scenario, you want to run the setup and teardown methods specifically for the certain test groups. So definition, before groups executes before any test belonging to a specified group runs. After groups executes after all the tests in that group have completed. So analogy like a special cricket training camp, you practice only before and after the batsman's group session. So ensuring that you are prepared and organized for that specific skill set. So real-time example, you might want to launch a browser only for the UI group test and close the browser after the UI group test have finished executing. So we can write the code snippet like before groups like UI and public void setup UI method and system.out until UI setup done. And after groups UI and public void clean UI method and system.out until an UI cleanup done. So conditions like these conditions are executed once per the group and not per individual test. So minimizing the redundant setup and teardown operations. So this feature is excellent for the optimizing the resource management at the group level and especially useful in the larger test suites and where resources allocation needs to be carefully managed. And real-time testing data UI group so requires a Selenium setup to interact with the web elements, and API group might need Postman setup for the handling the API testing and demonstrating how different groups can be required different configurations. So shortcut, using before groups and after groups avoid the need to repeat the setup and cleanup code in every test method within the groups and leading to the cleaner and more maintainable code. So tips and tricks. So these methods are particularly useful when you mix different types of tests like API and UI in the same suite. So allowing for the tailored initialization and teardown process. So memory trick, before groups, group warm up. So think of it as preparing the group for the what's to come. So conclusion, using the before groups and after groups allow you elegantly manage the setups and clean up that are specific to the needs of each test group and enhancing the overall efficiency. Interview tip, if asked how do you run pre and post conditions only for a test group? Answer, use before group for the pre conditions and after group for the post conditions in your test setup.